Liyue admittedly has less concepts than Mondstadt, at least from what this website can provide, but that does not make them any less interesting. Of course, let's start with the 2D renders of 3D models and the things of note. The bottom of Zhongli's pants were supposed to be colored differently here. Hu Tao's hair was supposed to be kind of lopsided, and the front of her hair was supposed to be longer. The front of Yelan's dress here was supposed to be completely bare, showing her stomach. And there's this like rip cutout thing that's supposed to be on the side. You know, it's bad when they're trying to figure out how her outfit works. So those were most of the 2D renders. Xiao gets an entire layout page and an officially released character design page featuring his first design. His first design is relatively the same except for it being mainly red, the different gloves, and the lack of a shirt. I mean, I've heard of sleeveless shirts, but I've never heard of shirtless collars. Is this a thing? Yanjin gets a layout page and a 2D render that's okay, that's not your element, dear. Plus some concept art that was showcased at a Genshin exhibition, with Yanjin in some alternate outfits and alternate colors, which leans into the idea of her being originally cryo, and originally a sword user. Beidou gets a layout page, and concepts for his skill and his shield. There's also the scrapped skill effect, and some scrapped shield designs. Moving on to Shenhe's concept designs. Of course, this is notorious for being the leaked Shenhe design, with a different color palette and a different outfit. In her early concept, she was supposed to have a different shade of blue incorporated in her design, with red-tipped hair that covered her eye more, and elf ears like Chaska. They were also experimenting with a different assortment of hats before they gave up and gave her hair accessory instead. They were playing with that feather theme and incorporating it into her sleeves and to the bottom of her pants, and they made it a point to make her red robes apparent. Yaoyao has concepts for her splash art, including an unfinished version of her splash art. There's also an unfinished version of Hu Tao's splash art, because I didn't know where else to put this, and we love bridges. There's also an alternate version of Yaoyao's splash art. There's also lots of different concepts of Yuegui, including the concept of Yaoyao's skill where she pulls Yuegui out of the ground and throws it at you. Gaming has a decent amount of concept designs. His original concept was he was supposed to be part lion, and he was supposed to have a blue, gray, and yellow color palette before they started going for more reds. And they were tossing around the idea of greens and more yellows. They really wanted to incorporate this jacket with the lion head and its hood. They were even going to give him a cap at one point. This was also the time where they were experimenting with his hair and getting his personality down. There was even an idea of him being friends with Xiao. Last but not least, we have Xianyun concept art. She was originally going to be a medium model before they immediately threw that out. She was originally going to have white hair and sharing design elements from Xiao. They're also leaning into that inventor concept harder. In her next concepts, they completely changed her hair and gave her more of an elegant outfit, with the sickest pair of pants, may I add. And like a lot of designs, they combined all the elements they liked for the final version. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The concepts for Zhongli's alternate outfit, which is not a skin, and I'm still bitter about that to this day. So those are all of the Liyue concepts. I know they're not all on this website, but what are some that you found that I didn't go over? Let me know in the comments.